Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm a makeup enthusiast. In today's video, it's going to be a very hectic update to my team project pan. So I'm bringing you my September progress, which also means my finale for quarter 3, as well as the intro for quarter 4. And for those of you that haven't been here for a while or this year at all, my plan for quarter 4 is to bring back all of the items that I've been working on throughout the year. So each quarter this year, so far for the first 3 quarters, I was doing like independent mini projects, and my goal for quarter 4 is to bring everything back and try and finish up some items that I wasn't able to finish off in the first 3 quarters. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, if you want to stick around for the chaos, then make sure you are subscribed down below before we get into the video. And without further ado, let's jump on into it. So I think I'm going to start off by going through and showing you guys my progress for the end of quarter 3. So my finale for quarter 3 will go through and talk about everything that I finished up at the quarter 3, and then we'll roll back around to the top of the spreadsheet and we'll talk about everything else that I need to work on for the rest of the year. So this is my basket. It's literally overflowing and there are a lot of products that don't even fit in the basket. So I think the next 3 months is going to be very hectic for me. Starting off at the top of the spreadsheet, we always start with primers. So for the last, I think I rotated this in maybe a month or 2 ago, and as you can see, I only have quite a small amount left, so this is where we're up to. So probably we'll be able to have this one finished off by the next update. I think maybe I might have a hunt around, because my goal for this year, I did really want to get through all of my primers in my collection. I'm gonna have a hunt around and see if I have like any primer samples or any other primers hiding away. I might have like 1 or 2 in my makeup kit that are just sitting there. I might grab them out and try and use them up myself personally. If I can find something, then there'll be a replacement for this one next month. I was working on two foundations basically for the last 6 months. So since quarter 2, so since the start of quarter 2, I was working on my Oma Beauty Say What foundation. When I first rolled this in, I didn't find that I was liking it by itself. So I decided to start mixing in my Ultraviolet Dream Screen Tinted Veil. Now, since the start of quarter 3, I have been tracking both my Tinted Veil and my Say What foundation, because I mix these ones together. For my Say What foundation, I used just over 3 grams of this one, so 3.08 grams of it. And then for my ultraviolet, I used 3.03 grams. And I don't know whether you can see, but my ultraviolet's sitting, there's kind of a bit of a line, settle line starting to show there. And same with my Oma, it's kind of around this area. You can start to see some windows showing as well. I might have these finished maybe by the November update, and then for the last month I might be able to smash out my other foundation, but I'm really hoping that I can get these 2 done by the end of the year. But so far I'm tracking and making good progress. For my concealer, now I haven't been using this one all that much. This is my Nabla Close-Up Concealer. I have a sample card of concealers in my like little sample project part of this project at the moment, so I haven't been reaching for this one a whole lot. I only use 0.32 of a gram of this one. I wasn't really overly concerned about getting this one finished this year because I knew that it was going to be a struggle. This one was a brand new concealer when I rotated it in at the start of quarter 3, so I was under no like impressions or illusion that this one was going to be finished by the end of the year. I just wanted to start getting some headway on it. Moving into powders now, for quarter 3, I rotated in like my only other powder that I had. That was my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I have been thoroughly enjoying using this powder. I think it's a gorgeous powder. I'm not a massive fan of the packaging, the way like the little sift is designed and the little bowl system that it has in here. I'm not a massive fan of that, but I think the powder is a gorgeous powder. Last month I used 1.11 grams of this one, so tracking pretty well on this one. There is a total of 10.5 grams of product in this one. For my eyeshadow primer, I'm still working with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas. This one, still slow and steady wins the race. This one's going to take me a decent amount of time to get through because I only need quite a small amount to do both eyes each time I use this. So I only used 0.39 grams of this one this past month. And when I open it up, you can see there's still a lot of product in there to go. So this one's gonna definitely roll over to next year for sure. This is my only kind of eyeshadow primer that I have in my collection at the moment, and I don't really feel like there's a need for me to buy another one. I just don't see the point of having more than one eyeshadow primer in my collection at any one time. Setting sprays, I was working on my Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. I've been using this one a little bit just to try and get a little bit more longevity out of my foundation throughout the day, and I have used 6.83 grams of this one, and I don't know, I'd say maybe it's sitting just over halfway. There's definitely still a ways to go with this one. I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna get any of my setting sprays that I have included in this project this year done by the end of the year. Brow products are the bane of my existence. Well, especially this one. This is the Benefit Brow. I've been trying to pan this one for a very long time. I rotated this one in again reluctantly, but this was the last like brow product in my collection that I need to like try and work on. I only used 0.09 of a gram of this one, and I feel like I have been using this one like an absolute fiend. I've been using it every single day to do my brows, and I feel like there's still no progress, which is very annoying. But as you can see, we're slowly, very, very slowly getting there. I do really want to get this out of my collection, and I do really want to like have that accomplishment feeling. So I might focus on this one solely for the next 3 months, maybe. If I can bring myself to it. I might throw the other ones in there every now and then as like a little treat, but I really want to have that like accomplishment feeling of getting a whole one of these finished. So I'd really like to get it done by the end of the year. But I know I'm definitely going to be pushing it. Next up, we have my clear, not so clear brow gel. This is the Mecca Max Brow Guru Control Gel. This was completely clear when I first rolled it in, and now it looks disgusting. It looks so disgusting. I used 0.33 of a gram of this one. I don't even know. It must be on the packaging, like the outer plastic that came with it, but I'm not quite sure exactly what the net weight of the product is in this one, but I am making progress. Last month we were like in between the two C's, and now we are like halfway through the E. I don't really want to show you guys this because it's really gross, but yeah, we're down here. So last month I think I was in between the two C's, and now I'm down in between the E. Moving on to the lip products, and unfortunately I don't have any completely used up lip products, but I do feel like I'm getting really close on some of them. So we'll start off with my Ultraviolet Rose lip balm. I did reach my like usage goal of this one this month. I was hoping to get like halfway between the words SPF and like the top of where it says like sheen screen. So I have done that, and when I go like this, like you can kind of see like that's how much I have left. So I've made good progress on this one. I used 2.41 grams of it. So I'm very happy with my progress, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but there might be a chance that I can reach my goal of having 2 of these used up this year, because I've made really good progress on this one just in the last month. So there might be a chance that maybe I can get this one completed by the end of the year. I'm really hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful that I can meet that goal. Hourglass Confession Lipstick in If Only. I again feel like I've made really good progress on this one. I haven't completely used it up, but I do feel like, again, I reached my usage goal of having it halved by this update. I did use 0.36 of a gram of this one, and as you can see, we only have this like tiny little nubbin left, and you'll see in my tracking sheet that it definitely does look like I've basically like halved the amount of product that was left. So if I continue to use it the way I have been using it, I am a firm believer that I will have this one finished by the next update. And I'm really hopeful that I can get that one done, because I want to jump back to my lime crime lipstick. There might possibly be a chance that I can get 2 more lipsticks done by the end of the year. That's probably very wishful thinking, but I'm going to give it a red hot crack. My MAC lip gloss, I didn't use this one. I'm embarrassed to say that, so we're going to move on. And my KVD Everlasting Liquid Lipstick, I think I used this one once because I've only dropped weight by 0.02 of a gram. So either it's my scales are messing up, or I only used it once. I'm pretty sure maybe I used this one once, or I like dabbed it over the top of something. I think I remember using it. So yeah, that kind of accords with the weight change. Okay, skincare. I'm very annoyed at myself. I did not use my under eye patches as much as I was hoping. I've used a couple of pairs over the month, but not as much as I was hoping, as I just said. So there's 30 pairs in here. If I do use them regularly, I will be able to get them done by the end of the year. I just actually need to do it. So I'm hopeful, maybe if I can at least aim for, say, if I just pretend that this still has 30 in it, if I try and aim for maybe 10 uses a month, I will have this one done by, well and truly, by the end of the year. So I think I might maybe have that as a goal. If I try and use it between 5 and 10 times each month, I'll have it done by the end of the year. What's 5 threes are 15. I don't think I've used half of this. I think it'd have to definitely be closer to the 10, but as long as I use between 5 and 10 pairs, I will be getting up there very close to having it finished. So that's going to be my usage goal on this one over the next couple of months, and I'll track it as well on my little tracking sheet that I have. And also my face mask. Look how we're going on this one. This is my Mary Kay charcoal mud mask. I used a whopping 33.05 grams of this one over the past month. So I reckon that maybe, just maybe, I could get this one finished before the end of the year. Because look at that. Look at that. There's only like that small bit left. So I reckon maybe like 5 face masks and this one will be done. Okay, moving into my nail polishes. Now I was working on these 3 over this past month. So I was working on the Kester Black Miracle Base Coat Treatment, the Essie Top Coat, and my Essie Nail Polish Color in Mind Your Mittens. So starting off with the Essie Top Coat, now I use 1.23 grams of this one, and I feel like I'm getting incredibly close to having this one finished. Every time now I use this one, I have to turn it on the side and almost like tip it to the point where it's coming out before I can get it to the point where my brush can touch it. So I'm making really good progress on this one, and I'm very happy. And then my Miracle Base Coat, I used 0.64 of a gram of this one, and that you can definitely tell by the level that I have been using this one. I've been using this one under my like nail polish color every time I paint my fingernails. So it's probably, I've really been enjoying painting my nails this past month. I'm in one of those phases again. So I have probably painted my fingernails like, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 times. Like I've been doing it a lot. So that explains like the significant weight drop. And then in terms of the color, I have dropped it by 1.89 grams. And again, I've done my fingers probably like 4 or 5 times. And I've painted my toes, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 times. So that definitely goes to show when you're painting your nails consistently, you really can get through nail polish. And as you can see here, I'm wearing this on my fingernails, and I have this topped with one of my shadows from my Pan Those eyeshadows for, it kind of turns it into this like beautiful kind of shimmery multi-chrome or duochrome kind of color. And the depth, like the deep color of this one, it's kind of like a really dark, blackened, greeny, mossy green, foresty green color. And it really brings out the shimmer in the eyeshadow that I put on top of this one. So I've been loving how my nails have been looking with the combination of that nail polish topped with the eyeshadow that I have in my Pan Those eyeshadows. Making really good progress on my nail polishes this month, and I'm very happy with that. Moving on to fragrances, I was working on my Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Crush face mist, hair and body fragrance mist this past quarter, and this was a full size when I first rolled it in, and as you can see, I am just under halfway. Like, I've made really good progress. I'm sitting about here. I've made really good progress, I think. That's better, you can see now. Making really good progress, and I used 16.77 grams of this one over the past month. I love the smell of this one. I love that like caramelly, popcorny smell that I get from it. I really enjoy it. Now, the last category before samples that I need to update you on is hair care. And hair care, again, I feel like it's an exciting category again this month. So starting off with my Lush No Drought Dry Shampoo, and you're probably thinking, by golly gosh, she's done it. No, there is like the tiniest little bit left in here. And I think that there's quite a small amount left in my ramekin that I need to use up. Once that is emptied out, I probably could either put maybe 3/4 to all of this in the ramekin, and then it'll be the home stretch. I'm so excited. This really gets me excited. This gets me going. I love the fact, I love seeing how incredibly close I am to having this one finished. So I've made so much progress on this one this year. I am so proud of myself by how much progress I've made. And it feels like, oh man, the finish line on this one is in sight. This one has been a very, very long-term project trying to pan this one. And I am incredibly excited by the thought of having this one out of my collection. This one's probably next to my Too Faced Love Flush Blush Wardrobe palette. This is probably the second longest one that has taken, this second longest product that has taken me an eternity to get through. But I did use 4.8 grams of that one over the past month. I feel like the closer I get, the more like motivation I have to use it as well. Like, I am using it more consistently. Like, I'm trying to stretch washing my hair out a little bit more and actually use the product. So I have been using it. I've been trying to ramp up using it a little bit more, and I definitely am starting to see the results. I'm so excited. I am so incredibly excited. Then we have my KMS Flat Out Straightening Cream. Again, I've been using this one very consistently as well. I've used 11.95 grams of this one. And again, this is probably a product that you'll see in the project at some point next year. And I really hope that I can have it finished next year as well, because I don't think I'm going to get it finished before the end of the year. That's probably a little bit ambitious. Then we have another hair care empty for the year. Very excited again. I managed to get through my Tresemme hairspray. There wasn't much left in this one. This was actually probably like the emptiest hairspray that I had in my collection. I used 14.45 grams of this one. And then last but not least is one that I didn't really use all that much at all. I think I probably only used this one once, and it's my Davines Curl Building Serum. I only used 0.88 grams of this one. Again, I haven't really been wearing my hair curly a lot lately, just because it just takes a lot more effort for me. That's my hair care items. Moving into the last category, and that's my samples. This past month I used 13 samples, so let's just quickly go through them. I used up one of these mini Matte Fix Pluses. This was the Magic Radiance. I actually put this over my face today, and that's what finished this one off. I actually really like how this one looks on the skin. It gives like a beautiful radiance to the skin. A little sample of the Revolution 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. I used up one of the dupe home perfumes, the Labo Bay 19 samples, the Rose Ink Radiance Reveal Brightening Serum. This lasted me forever. This was a really decent size sample. And then I've got 3 of the Hollywood Flawless Filter, whatever it is, Hollywood Flawless Filters. I've got one in Fair, number 3. I've got 4.5 medium and 8 deep. I used deep as like a bronzer. It was actually really nice. I think the sample itself lasted me like 2 uses because I was only using it as bronzer. The other 2 I put all over my face. The Clinique Moisture Surge, another veggie sorb. I think this was finally my last one of these. A sample of the Big Easy Benefit Foundation. I don't think they make this one anymore, but that was in Fair. Ouidad Climate Control Heat and Humidifying Gel. And last but not least, I used up one of these Mecca Hydrating Hydrogel Sheet Masks. I count sheet masks as samples because they're only single use. Now let's jump into chaos and let's go through everything that I'm going to be working on for quarter 4. There's a lot here and I am already kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but I think we can do it. I think we can definitely get through it. So the first one, I will go, I'll mention products again because I just want you guys to have a good understanding of everything that I'm going to be using or trying to use up in quarter 3. So starting off with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, this one is rolling over to quarter 4. And I definitely think that I can get that one finished. In terms of foundations, we will have the Ultraviolet Dream Screen and my Oma Beauty Say What Foundation. These 2 I mixed together. We will also be bringing back my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I have been using this one a little bit on the side as like my going out foundation. So it has still been progressing throughout the months as well. Only a tiny little bit, not as much as these 2, but I still have been using it and I think it's probably sitting like down around here. Like I probably maybe have a quarter of the bottle left. There's a real prospect that I can have all 3 of these finished before the end of the year and I am very excited and keen. I'm very happy because I don't totally love all 3 of those foundations, so I am very happy and overjoyed by the prospect of getting all of them out of my collection in the 1 year. I might try and maybe say what I'm going to focus first on. I think I'm going to try and focus first on getting these ones finished. I will still use my NARS again on the side as like my going out foundation, but in terms of like my regular everyday use, I am still going to use these mostly. In terms of concealer, we have 3 concealers. So Nabla Close-Up Concealer, I probably won't reach for this one all that much. This one will probably basically go back in the collection and I won't really touch it, but I will keep it in the project and I will keep tracking it just for the sake of the project because this was the plan. I will maybe try and use it once or twice each month, but it's not going to be the main focus. I think my main focus for the start of quarter 4 is going to be my Oma Beauty Stay Woke Concealer. This is the oldest out of all of my concealers, or all 3 of these concealers in my collection at the moment. So I do really want to get this one finished. And then again, my Kosas concealer is going to be hanging in the wings on the side. I do really like using this one as like my going out concealer. I just really like how it looks on my skin. So when I use my NARS foundation, I'll probably be using my Kosas concealer. In terms of powders, I do have 4 powders here. Now I think for, again, main focus is probably going to be my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, Flawless Finish powder foundation, whatever this is, pressed powder. I did repress this one after I think it was quarter 2 again, so I've repressed it into the center there and I do really want to get this one finished this year, so this is going to be the main focus and I don't think it's going to take me very long to get this one finished. I then have these 2 powders that I use under my eyes, so I have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder for under eye and face and the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. Out of these two, I probably will focus on the Charlotte Tilbury a little bit more, just because it is older, it's a loose powder, and loose powders take me forever. So just having that little bit of extra time to focus on it is probably not the worst idea in the world. But again, my Pat McGrath powder I do really enjoy for wearing out. So again, this one will be laying in the wings, being used occasionally, but not being the main focus. And then once I get my Charlotte Tilbury powder finished, then I can move back to focusing on my Hourglass Veil powder. So that's probably how I'm going to work through these 4 powders. Eyeshadow primer is a very easy one. I only have one in my collection. So this is going to be the one I'm focusing on. This is my Gerard Cosmetics eyeshadow primer. So glad there's at least one easy category. Moving into setting sprays. So there's 3 setting sprays. So I've got my MAC Fix Plus, my Hourglass Veil setting spray, and my Urban Decay All-Nighter. Given that I have an all-nighter like laying in the wings ready to go, I'm going to have this one as my main focus to try and get it finished. Hourglass will be on the side again for going out. It gives you a beautiful finish on the skin. And then my Fix Plus, I actually used a Fix Plus a bit in my collection for like reviving, particularly my Steel and Magnificent Metals. So I do use this one a little bit fairly regularly anyway. So I think these ones will all probably get a little bit of a workout between them all. Moving into brow products. Now, I did say before that I probably already have identified which one I'm going to be focusing on. I do have 3 brow products that I will be bringing back in. So I've got my Kosas Brow Pop. Freaking love this eyebrow pencil. It is beautiful. So again, this one will probably be one that I will be wearing and using if I go out or I want nice makeup, anything like that. My Benefit Browsing, not really vibing this product at the moment. So she'll probably, again, go back into the collection for the most part and be forgotten about for now. And then this is the one that I so desperately want to get out of my collection. This is the Benefit Ka-Brow. So I really want to focus a lot more attention on this one and try and get it finished. I don't know whether I'm going to have it finished by the end of the year, but I think I will be very, very close. For brow setting, again, we have 3 products, but I feel like they're all getting quite close to being finished. So I think I might make the Gimme Brow my main focus for now, and then moving into my M Cosmetics and then my Mecca Max one, just because this is kind of the order of the age of them, but I just get the feeling there's not too much left in these 2, so I'm hoping that I can get them finished like pretty quickly. Moving into lip products, I feel like lip products are going to overwhelm me. Lip products in general, when it comes to panning, quite often overwhelm me. But we've set ourselves a challenge, so we're going to try and get through it. This will teach me for having like one of each category in the project each quarter. So this is how many lip products that I'm rotating back in, given I've actually used up 3 lip products so far this year. So it's not as bad as what it could be, but it's still pretty daunting. So I have 10 lip products that are coming back in, which is very overwhelming. So I do have, let's start off with these. I do have 3, oh gosh, I can't even hold all of these. I do have 3 of these ultraviolet lip balms coming back in. I do think that I want to focus mainly on the shimmer one to start off with, because I don't know if you can see that there, but there's only quite a small amount left. It's just that like bit at the bottom of the tube there. And then after I finish that one, I want to go back to using the rose one, because again, this is probably the next one that is ready to go and be finished. And then last but not least is my nude one, which does have like the most amount of products still left in them. Liquid lipsticks. So I only have 2 liquid lipsticks left. I've got Pumpkin Spice and Lovesick. I don't think these ones will get the most use out of, I don't think I'll get the most use out of them, just because I am really determined to get these 2 used up. So I really, really want to get these ones out of my collection. So I was working on this one this last quarter, which is the Hourglass Confession in If Only. And as you can see, there's only like quite a small amount left in there. And then this one is the Lime Crime lipstick in Choker. And I do have a fair bit left on this one, but I think I can get it done. I think that it is possible. We'll see how we go. I might have to at least try and start reapplying. If I start reapplying, I think I could definitely get very close to having it finished. And then lip glosses, I do have 2 of my Fenty lip glosses coming back. So I've got Taffy Tease and Confetti, and then I also have the MAC Nicki Minaj lipstick in, lip gloss in Viva Glam Nikki. So that's these 3 coming back. The 2 Fenty glosses are probably my favorites because I love the Fenty gloss formula. These are both sitting, probably the Taffy Tease is a little bit lower than halfway and the Confetti is a little bit higher than halfway. I would like to at least get one of these finished. I don't think I can get both of them finished, but one out of the 2 would be phenomenal. I would be really happy with that. Skincare is not so overwhelming. So I am bringing back my Mary Kay Time Wise Moisture Renewing Softener. Now you guys remember I was decanting this into my Drunk Elephant sprayer. There's not that much left in this one. I'd say maybe like 1 or 2 uses. So this one 100% will be finished by the next update and I'm very happy by that. My Sand and Sky Australian Emu Apple Enzyme Powder Polish. I'm definitely not gonna have this one finished by the end of the year. I feel like this might potentially be my Lush No Dry Shampoo of 2023. This thing is like a fine little powder and it takes forever to get through. So, and then last but not least are the 2 that we just spoke about. So my Mary Kay Hydrogel Under Eye Patches and the Charcoal Mask by Mary Kay. I think I can easily get both of those done. I've been using the Mary Kay Mud Mask like crazy. It's just the hydrogels that I haven't really been reaching for. Moving into another overwhelming category, and that is nail polishes. So I have had a little bit of success in the nail polish category this year. I have 8 coming back in, which is daunting. So I guess maybe we'll start with the ones that are going to be the main focus to begin with. So that will be these 3. So it's going to be my Essie color polish in, what's this one called? Bangle Jangle. And that's because, I don't know whether you guys can see, but it is starting to get very low. It's sitting about here on the bottle. So I only have maybe like a quarter to a third left. So I'm getting very close to having this one finished and I want to get it, as well as my Essie base coat. And again, I have about a quarter left of this one. I'm down around here. So again, I think that if I focus on this one, I can definitely get it finished. And also my Essie top coat, I just told you guys I can't see through the jar, but it's getting, every time I need to use it, I really have to like tip it to the side. In saying that though, I don't want to neglect my Mind Your Mittens because this pairs so well with some of the shadows that I have in my Pan Those eyeshadows at the moment. So I might be rotating between these 2 for a little bit, just because I think it just goes so well and I'm really enjoying the look. So I will still be using this one a little bit, but because this one is a full size, there's no way on earth I'm going to get it finished. My Miracle base coat, I probably again will use this interspersed in between there. It just depends on like how my nails are going. I find this one really helps as like a treatment for my nails. So when I need that, I will reach for this one. And then because I've made like a decent amount of progress, this one I've probably used a good third of it. I would be very chuffed with myself if I could get this one finished. And then I have my Holo Taco Peely base coat and glossy top coat. Glossy top coat definitely will be coming first, like to the front once I finish off my Essie top coat. And then my Peely base coat, Again, it'll just depend on how quickly I get through my Essie base coat. So these two will come into the picture once I finish off those two from Essie. Fragrances, I do have 3 fragrances and I've made decent progress on all of these. So I started off the year with the Balenciaga Floral Botanica and I used about half of the bottle. So I was very happy with my progress on that one. Then I rolled into my Marc Jacobs Daisy Dream and again, I probably used about half of the bottle. And then last but not least, in the last quarter, I was working on my Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Crush Body Mist. And I used probably more than half of this one. So in terms of my perfumes, I don't think I'm going to be focusing specifically on any particular one. I would really like to get the Flora Botanica out of my collection, just given that it's really quite a strong perfume and I can find it to be a bit heavy sometimes. So I would like to have this one finished, and given that we're in spring now, moving into summer in Australia, I do feel like maybe the floral scent I might be able to, you know, get away with a little bit more. I might try and have this one as like my main focus. I might try and use that one like 60 to 70% of the time and then use one of these other ones for the rest of the time. The last category is hair care items. So we are still continuing on with Lush No Drought Dry Shampoo. I'm very, very close on that one. We're bringing back my Pure Oil of Marrakesh hair oil. I don't think I'm going to make much progress on this one, but we'll track it and see how we go. And then also I did have this other argan oil or hair oil in the project this year as well. This is the Argania Light hair oil. I've been using this one a little bit as well. So again, I don't think I'm going to get either of those hair oils finished. KMS Flat Out Cream, that's going to roll on into the next quarter. Also our Davines Curl Building Serum as well is rolling over to the next quarter. And I am going to bring in a new hair care item because I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to bring in my Juice Fix Shape. This is the Stronghold Hair Lacquer. So this is just a hairspray. So I figure I used up the Tresemme. I'm going to continue on. As per usual, we have restocked the little Kaleidos box. In here, there is a bucket load of samples. I think I added like almost 30 samples or something in here this quarter. I just wanted maybe like a little bit of variety, but I am getting up there in terms of samples. I'm sitting at 82 samples used up so far this year. So if I really want to just stop at 100, I only need to use 18 more samples. Oh my gosh, I am already kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I do feel like there are a lot of products that are right on the edge of being finished up. And I think that the next couple of months, though they may be chaotic, I think it might be really fun to have like so many products finished up before the end of the year, like in that last 3-month stretch. That's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. This was like a hell of a long video. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you are going with your project pans. Are there any products that you're trying to get finished before the end of the year in the last 3 months? Let me know. If you do want to keep up to date on my progress with these last couple of items over the next couple of months, then make sure you subscribe down below. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you are staying safe, healthy, and looking after yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.